It's nice to be back. I've been away for quite a long time. If you're not subscribed, please try me out and subscribe. And if you like the video, how about giving me a thumbs up? Thank you. You've probably noticed that I've been substantially absent on YouTube recently. Well, I've been out of the country. I went to New Zealand and I went to Australia. On the trip, I visited 2 countries, 6 cities, spent 4 days on 3 different trains, the 400-mile, 10-hour Northern Explorer from Auckland to Wellington, on New Zealand's North Island, the 210-mile Coastal Pacific from Picton to Christchurch in the South Island of New Zealand, and the 900-mile Indian Pacific from Sydney to Adelaide in Australia. The Indian Pacific actually goes from the Pacific Ocean to the Indian Ocean in Perth, but I didn't do that. I really didn't know what it would be like. The wife was reluctant to commit that much time of our holiday. So, next best thing, Sydney to Adelaide. I wanted to visit Adelaide because I've been told by people who live in Australia that it's the most fabulous city in Australia. And it is beautiful. I gotta hand it. We had a great time there. Good restaurants. Went to the Cleland, what do they call it? The Wildlife Preserve or Wildlife Sanctuary or something. I got to pet a koala. I'll show you some video. Unbelievable. I can't believe that I actually touched a koala. So that was my trip. And here's a clip from the Indian Pacific sunrise, because we rode one day and then spent the night, and then the next morning the sun was coming up and I shot some video. And then the second clip is me, and it was my birthday. I was sitting in the lounge car by myself, cup of coffee in front of me, feeling kind of smug because, here it was, my birthday. I was on a train, pretty happy, panning the camera around. Well, you'll see. I had the lounge all to myself.
Sunrise on the Indian Pacific.
While we were in Adelaide, I visited the Railway Museum there. Great Railway Museum. Impressive collection. And here's a picture of me standing in front of a broad gauge Australian steam locomotive. Next up, on Farland Howe, my new build, I've decided, will be a ship. Now, I've always wanted a ship for this layout. In fact, if you go back to 2017, there's a video while I was building it, and there's some drawings or some sketches, and it shows clearly a ship, because even back then I was thinking ship for my harbor. However, I got kind of serious about the ship recently, and I got a set of plans for them. Well, a single page plan anyway. That's the best way to show it to you. Problem with this is they're 441 feet, and yeah, it's got the lines so I can build a model. They're 441 feet long, and if you scale that, it's 5 feet 9.5. Well, that's almost 6 feet. That's huge. It would dominate the room, and it would be impossible to get around going up and down here. Now, if this, where I'm sitting, I kind of envision this as a river. You've got the harbor off to the side and the beach is over there. So nothing says that you couldn't have a ship anchored in the river. Maybe it was going to unload something in the morning. Who knows? But 9 inches wide and 6 feet long. But while I was in Hobart, Tasmania, I went to the Maritime Museum there. Beautiful models, fabulous people, recommended. I was quite inspired by seeing all the work that had been done on these beautiful models. As I walked out of the museum, I was thinking, boy, I'd sure like to build that ship. And it occurred to me, I don't have to build the whole ship. I can just build part of the ship. I don't know why that never occurred to me before. I always, oh, got to build a ship, it's got to be the whole ship. No, it doesn't. It doesn't need to be the whole ship. Not for a model railway. What do I want to achieve with it? I want to be able to shoot video from over here in at the beach area, and I want to see the masts and the deck house and the funnel over here. jutting up above the landscape. When I'm shooting over on this side, in the House Street side, I want to see the same stuff. Maybe it's a little higher vantage point, but, you know, from the castle, looking down. What if I built 3 feet or 3.5 feet of the middle of it? The central deck house, the 2 holds with the cranes and the funnel. This winter, that's going to be my project. The ship model will really be interesting. Let's run some trains. Thanks for watching.